It's Tuesday training! Yep, that's right. Another lovely Tuesday training, and this week we're going to be talking about the brand new email that we just got today from Scentsy Corporate. So we're going to break that down for you, kind of help you out to understand that email. We're going to dive into that topic. We are also going to talk about ending out our December month, and then we are going to go ahead and do a quick little update about January. Ready, set, let's go! Hey guys, Jacqui here, and it's Tuesday, which means it is Tuesday training day. Oh my gosh, I think I have actually finally completed my Christmas shopping. Now the only problem is, who am I gonna get to wrap it all? So if you guys are anything like me, it is the week before a major holiday. I have a little bit of anxiety about it, yeah. I'm trying to finalize some things at work, so trying to get all of that done, plus still be able to be on point with my business, plus on the other hand, the other life that I lead as a mama and as a wife, I got all that other stuff going on. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired just even thinking about it all. So it can be rather hard to find time to fit in for our business, but you guys are already dialed in because you're here. And that just means that you guys, just like me, still keep our Scentsy business as a priority. We are working it consistently. We are really aiming for things. We're setting goals. We have ideas in mind for how we're going to be working our business. So kudos to all of you out there for tuning in and subscribing and watching and following along. If this is your first time, welcome. We do this Tuesday training every single week. Hence the reason I named it Tuesday training. Let's jump in here for the key point of number 1. I was going to go over a little bit more of organizing our business, but I'm going to go ahead and save that topic for next week. So if you guys came today to join in for that, put it on pause, just put a pin in it for a minute, and we're going to come back to that topic next week, because I thought that the email that we got today from Scentsy Corporate kind of was more important, I guess. Not that organizing our business is not important, but this, for me and my team, it's been generating the most questions. So I wanted to be able to kind of nip this in the bud, get the questions answered that needed to be answered, and just kind of dive into the whole topic. So we are going to break this lovely informational email down for you. Those of you who maybe haven't had a chance to check your emails, and for my team, I had some clarifying questions from Natasha, so I was going to address those. And then Nikki and Melissa, who are thinking of rejoining Scentsy, I want to kind of squash all of this for you too. So we are going to go over this. Let's go over this email. It says, "Dear consultant," that's me. Effective March 1st, 2017. So this doesn't even take effect until March 1st, okay? March 1st is when this takes effect. That coincidentally, for those of you not playing along, is also going to be the same time that our new spring summer catalog launches. So boom, it's all going to happen at the same time. So no worries about remembering this, because obviously March 1st is going to be very memorable for all of us. We're going to have a brand new catalog to work with.
I get so excited when a new catalog comes out.
The monthly activity requirement for all consultants is increasing from 150 points in PRV to 200 PRV. This change reestablishes the historic connection between our activity requirement and the minimum PRV requirement for a party to qualify for host rewards. This alignment makes it simpler for you to train your new consultants on what it takes to be considered active. Consultants who are not active in January or February will at least need 200 PRV in March 2017 to maintain their Scentsy status. Likewise, all consultants must earn at least 200 PRV each month beginning in March 2017 to be counted as active frontline for their sponsors. We're letting you know about this upcoming change now because we have committed to providing you with a 60-day notice of any change to your Scentsy Independent Consultant Agreement, or otherwise known as the Scentsy Standards. Here's how the new Scentsy Standard will read, effective March 2017. Active. An account status achieved when you earn at least 200 points in PRV in 1 calendar month. Activity or being active in at least 1 month during any consecutive 3-month period is a requirement for remaining current. Inactive. An account status resulting when 200 points in PRV is not achieved during a single month. Inactivity or being inactive for 3 consecutive months results in account cancellation. If you have questions, check out the Activity Requirement FAQ on the Business References tab of your Workstation in January. So starting in January, you're going to be able to have a resource to go to on the Business References tab of your Workstation. So you can read about this more in depth if you'd like. But again, I'm here, Jacqui's here to help break it down for you so we can really kind of understand this and really see, is there a huge change going on, or do we just need to understand this a little bit better? Here we go, guys, breaking it down. Now, remember, this does not go into effect until March 2017. So this means for our current month of December, January 17, and February 17, you are pretty much in the clear. You're good. You're fine. You're fine. March 1st, 2017 is when this is going to take effect. So that's starting point. Starting point is March 1st, 2017. Now, let's talk for a minute to break this down because some people are finding this a little confusing. You guys may or may not remember that I think it was 2 catalogs ago, Scentsy went ahead and to help our hosts and help consultants with being able to accumulate more PRV, which equals more sales, which equals more commissions for us as consultants. They were trying to make things a little bit easier on us. And so what they ended up doing, how it was before, is $150 was a minimum party order. And when a host hits a minimum party total, which is, and I'm talking all US prices here. So for my friends to the north in Canada and Mexico and my Aussies and my New Zealand friends and my Australian friends, please hold tight. For us in the US, this meant that hosts that had a party and the total of the party came to a base of $150. At that point, they then earned free shipping. That's when all the host rewards kicked in, right? Free shipping on the order, all of it shipping to one address. Then they also were able to get the host rewards. So they earned 50% off item, and then they earned the equal amount in product credit. So that was free product credit, right? To be able to earn things for free. So that's when the host rewards kicked in. So about 2 catalogs ago, I think it was 2 catalogs ago, Scentsy decided again to kind of better help us as consultants. We are independent consultants, to help us as independent consultants and to also help our hosts be able to reach higher volumes in their party sales so they could then earn more things for free and earn more products at half price. They decided to go ahead and up the party minimum of $200. So it was then at that point that any host had to have at least a minimum of $200 before their host rewards kicked in. Again, it was all the same host rewards. Free shipping, they earned a half price off for 50%. Then they earned the equal amount in product credit for whatever the sales were, okay? So all the same benefits, they just upped it, and it was only a change of $50, okay? And that was just for a party. The confusing part kind of came in for consultants because, they saw that change. They were able to register that change, recognize it, understand it, feel comfortable with it. But then it was like, wait a minute. So I've got this 150 figure stuck in my head because I know I have to have that to remain active. I have to have 150 at least once in a rolling 3-month period. But a party total is $200. There was confusion, okay? And I can see why there could be confusion. You know, it does sound a little bit confusing, and especially when we are talking to new team members who are joining and newer consultants as they join, just getting them familiar with the lingo and what is a qualifying party. But wait a minute, but I need this to be active. So even if I have a qualifying party, it was confusing. It simply just made things a little bit more confusing for people. So Scentsy, trying to keep everything across the board so it was maybe a little bit easier to understand, what they have now brought to us, and this is when it kind of comes into the email here, because historically, when they go into this change reestablishes the historic connection between our activity requirement and the minimum PRV requirement for a party to qualify for host rewards. Remember how I said that it used to be that consultants, we had to have at least $150 one time in a rolling 3 months. So let's take our January, February, and March. In one of those months, I had to have at least $150 in sales, minimum, in one of those months, okay? It didn't have to be all in one order. It could be like 6 different orders, whatever. As long as it was within the same calendar month of either January, February, or March, that kept my status as active. Now, we talk about... So we knew what we had to do to be active, and a minimum party used to be $150 to get those host rewards. It was equal. When they decided to make the change to push the party PRV amount for host rewards to $200, it started to muddy the waters because people were getting confused. They're like, whoa, wait a minute. So I just have to have $150 to stay active, but a party is actually $200 before they get their rewards. Why is it different? It really didn't make a big deal in the big scheme of things, in the everyday big scheme of things. But at the same time, it was confusing because sponsors, once you reach the title of lead, that means you at least have one person who is on your team and who has gotten to be an active status. Then it became a little harder to actually train downline, right? We had to kind of word it differently so people would understand. And yeah, it was just getting mucky. The waters were getting mucky, okay? So what Scentsy decided to do is they have now decided, let's again historically bring it back to all the same playing field. That way we don't have to even remember 2 different number values, right? If we just remember $200, we know $200 is what we need to be active, and $200 is the same for a qualifying party. Across the board. No more having to figure out the 150 and explain that, and especially, again, to newer consultants, to those who were just joining, it was just jumbled. It was jumbled. So this was basically Scentsy's way of saying, hey, we're going to take it back to how we used to do things, where it was all the same dollar amounts, or the points amount, right? This is in a rolling 3-month period. Let me break down the wording of rolling 3-month period, because again, this is another sticking point for some people. It just doesn't make sense. A rolling 3-month period. I'm using January, February, and March as my example because it's easy. So let's say I join in January. Yay! I join in January, and I just haven't gotten off to the greatest start. Maybe I've gotten like one little order. Maybe it was like a $50 order. Yay, I'm kind of getting my feet wet, but I'm not totally jumping in the pool. Okay? There we go. So my January PRV is only $50. $50 does not equal $200, right? So that means that I didn't have a party, or I didn't have enough that even qualified for a party. So if I had a host and maybe that host only did $50, that host didn't qualify for any host rewards. Okay? No host rewards for my host, and my commission based off of $50. Not that great, right? Nothing to write home about. Then in February rolls along, and maybe I'm like, you know what? That whole last month was just, I've gotten my feet wet. I feel more comfortable. I got my sister to host a party for me, and oh my gosh, it hit $200 in sales because my sister wanted to be able to get a half price item, and she wanted to be able to get something for free. So she wanted to be able to earn that free Scentsy, right? Right. And it was an amazing party. Oh my gosh. The food that she served was just divine. I have to get the recipe for the dip that she had at her party. It was great.
It happened. It truly happened.
February, maybe I just had the one party, my sister's party, right? I just had the one party. It was a minimum of $200. Let's just say it was it was just straight $200, right? Right on the nose, right on the button, $200. Boom. So what happens in February? I am an active consultant. Yes, because I hit $200 in 1 month. For me, it just happened to be that one party for my sister. It could have been 2 parties. It could have been a whole bunch of individual orders that I just submitted all throughout the month. But no matter how I got it, I got to 200. That then made me an active consultant. So what does that mean in the whole rolling 3-month period concept? A rolling 3-month period means it's not set. It's not like, okay, I work in accounting. We work off of quarters, right? First quarter is January, February, March. Second quarter is April, May, June. Third quarter, July, August, September. Fourth quarter, October, November, December. My year is broken up into 4 quarters, okay? We don't deal with quarters with Scentsy. We deal in rolling 3 months. So again, remember my target. I just joined in January. So my target was to hit at least a minimum of $200 in sales in either January, February, or March. March was my last month. If I didn't get it by March, I was going to have to hustle in March. But in February, I did it, right? Because I had my sister's party. It happened to be $200, and she was so happy that she was able to get that. And she even had like 2 people book parties because Scentsy is awesome. And everybody fell in love with it. Now that I am active in February, that immediately restarts the clock, so to speak, on my rolling 3 months. Before, I was working with my 3 months, right? January, February, March. February, I hit it. So that means my 3 months now starts over. I was active in February. So now, March, April, or May, my 3 months starts over, okay? Think of it like a clock. I just rewound the clock, okay? Started the timer back at 0. I've got 3 more months to be active in one of those to remain a consultant, to retain my consultant status, right? So that means in March, April, or May is going to be my 3rd deadline. I have to at least have 200 in one of those months. I at least have to have 1 more party, or a party total, or 16 individual orders that end up equaling 200. However you do it, it just has to be done in 1 month for those 3 months. Nothing has really changed except for the dollar amount, okay? The dollar amount went from $150 to $200 because the concept has been the same. Even before this news broke today, we still had to have a minimum of $150 in a rolling 3-month period, okay? That didn't change. The concept of what we're doing didn't change. All we did is up it by $50 to become active. So that way it was equal to what a party is, okay? A party, a qualifying party, is a group of orders that equals $200, and then that generates host rewards. That generates the 1 half price off item the product credit, and then if they end up booking another party, then they get a perpetual party reward, which also happens to be another half price item. Boom. Okay, so all of that happens, okay, the same dollar amount now. Now all we have to do starting March 1st is focus on $200. Now, for some of you, this might seem like, oh my gosh. Let's look at this in the big scheme of things. So, in the big scheme of things, is Scentsy really sitting back going, ha, 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 ha. We want our consultants to work harder. We think that they should be bringing in more parties and more orders. No. What is Scentsy really doing? Okay. For one, they're making it a lot easier for those of us who have downline. So it's a lot easier for us to explain, hey, a party order is $200. So basically when we're training our newer consultants or downline or anybody like that we're talking to about the opportunity, anything at all we have to do is tell them, hey, as long as you at least have one qualifying party every 3 months, you're fine. You can remain a consultant. Now, like I told Leslie on my team a little bit ago, that's all fine and dandy to have that as a goal. But I highly encourage everyone to always aim to be at least active every single month. Okay, so now speaking in new terms, starting March 1st of 2017, active will be $200. So I'm challenging, I'm motivating, I'm trying to inspire you to just start getting into the habit of trying to work for your number one goal every month is to try and hit 200. Once you hit 200, your next goal should be $500 in PRV. Once you start getting in the habit of hitting that consistently, pretty soon hitting $500 a month consistently is not going to even seem like anything at all. Okay? It's really going to become just part of how you work your business. And again, remember we've talked, what was it, last week or the week before, we talked about how many days does it take to form a habit? Studies show that 21 days, doing something for 21 days then becomes a habit, okay, if you're doing it consistently for 21 days. So if you are consistently keeping your personal goals in sales to be number one goal, number one thing on the to-do list every single month, at least get a minimum of $200 in sales, boom, you don't even have to worry about this, right? Don't even have to worry about any of this because you're challenging yourself, you're pushing yourself, you're working your business. That's truly what Scentsy wants. They simply want us as consultants to be more active and to be more consistent in our business. Why? Because believe it or not, they actually truly care about us as consultants. They really truly do. If you've ever heard Heidi or Orville speak or talked to anybody at home office or watched any playbacks, anything like that, you will soon, very quickly, if you do not know this already, Scentsy truly cares and thinks about us as independent consultants. They truly invest in us. They believe in us. And they truly want to challenge us to be consistent in working our businesses, because for the simple fact of the matter is that for us guys, it truly means that if I'm pushing myself to at least get a minimum of $200 every single month, then that is generating more commission money for me as the consultant. It is also helping me better explain how Scentsy works. Because like I said, remember, it used to be, or how it is currently, a party total. So for a host to actually get the host rewards, it still has to be $200. But for us to be active, it only had to be $150. So me explaining that to people, it was just, again, jumbled. It didn't really truly, it was like, wait, what? Huh? So I don't get it. What's the difference between 150 and 200? There were a lot of questions that generated because of that. Now we're just equal. $200 across the board. It's just much easier to keep that figure in mind when you are talking about the opportunity, when you're talking to hosts, when you are talking to your team members, training, teaching, things like that. $200. Boom. Okay, that's all we have to remember now. So for us, it is doing quite a few things as consultants. It is helping us work our business more consistently to get on a more consistent selling basis, because that's what we want. We are in a direct sales business. We want consistent sales. 2, it is helping our hosts, because now what happens if you are talking to a host about joining and they decide at their party, hey, you know what? I do want to join. You can do this really cool thing called flipping the host. And that's when you actually, at the end of the party, the host actually, what I normally do, I bring my tablet or laptop, whatever. You can do it on your phone too. I just find it easier on the tablet or the laptop. You can have them go to your website, join under you, and then as soon as they join, they immediately have access to their workstation as a Scentsy consultant. And then you can help them enter in their party as with them as the consultants. They're still getting their host rewards. And what is happening? They're instantly active. Instantly. Day 1, boom. Hour 1, boom. Active, active, active. They already have active status, right? They're also that much closer to achieving Shooting Star. Shooting Star is getting $500 in PRV in your first 15 days. So that person who you just flipped, they only have to try and work to get $300 more within their first 15 days, and bam, they got Shooting Star. They are off to an amazing start in their business. So see how we are not only helping our hosts by getting them to that total, but we're also helping us as the consultant, because if we're the ones who are the consultant for that party, we are earning more in commissions because we're pushing our hosts and then collecting individual orders, however it is that you run your business, getting to that $200 mark each and every time. So we are just being more consistent, and we are really truly working at it, and we are going along at a steady pace. This sets us up for success, because as leaders, if you truly want to build a team, grow this, and really make this a business, then this is truly what you need to be focusing on. 1, you need to be focusing on increasing your party sales, and this is going to help you do that. You're going to want to increase the people that you're talking about joining your team and you're offering the opportunity to. It's going to make things, trust me, it's going to make things a lot easier to explain to them. Now they don't have 2 numbers to remember anymore, just 1. $200 is the magic number they're looking for every month. And then it's also going to challenge you as a consultant to continue, again, to be more consistent and working your business. Those are all great positive things that are coming out of this, okay? I don't want you guys to walk away from this or turn your head around saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe they did this to us. Because what's really happening there? If you're somebody who is like, that's it, that's the final straw, well, then that tells me one of 2 things. Either 1, you really weren't going to be that consistent in working this as a business, which is fine. You can still work this as a hobby by all means. I know a lot of consultants who work this strictly as a hobby just because they enjoy it. They like Scentsy. They like the perks of being a consultant. And so therefore they just do the minimum, and they're fine with that. They aren't really focused on the commissions per se. They aren't really focused on building a team. But now they just need to remember that once every 3 months, I gotta input an extra $50. That's really all it boils down to, is an extra $50. All that is selling 2 more 6-packs of bars every month, or once every 3 months. 2 more 6-packs. That's all it is. That's it. So when you break it down like that, it doesn't sound so looming. It doesn't sound so scary and intimidating, and it really kind of helps. So I hope this has helped you. If so, give me those thumbs up. Make sure that you're subscribing because I want you guys to be following along, because next week I'm going to dive in and continue on with our journey into organization and success going into 2017. So again, I've just kind of put that stuff on hold to go ahead and address the email that came out today, because like I said, it's been generating a lot of questions, not only within my team, but with other consultants as well. So I wanted to kind of help break that down a little bit. So hopefully this did that for you. If you guys have questions, comments, feel free. If I'm not your upline, of course, I would always encourage you guys to reach out to your upline. But you can feel free to ask along with me and just leave your comment down below and I will circle back around. You can also always reach out to consultant support. I really want you guys to start focusing on where your resources lie. So for a lot of us, again, if you're on my team or part of my extended family team, you know, we've got our Facebook groups. They're there 24/7. They don't go anywhere. During the day, of course, we've got consultant support on our workstation. All you have to do is hit that chat now feature. Boom, instant answers. I personally use the consultant chat feature at least once a week. I'm telling you guys, they are great. They are quick, easy. They get right back to you. They answer your questions. And I always know that if I'm asking consultant support, I'm getting the most accurate and up-to-date answer. I don't have to question it. I don't have to go, oh, I should probably go ahead and text or call my sponsor. And then maybe your sponsor comes back and they're like, I think it's this way, but I'm not quite sure. I'll have to check into that. And then you're like, ooh, she wasn't sure. I better go ahead and ask somebody else. So then you go to your director, or maybe you go to your superstar director, whatever it is. And you're reaching out to all these different people and you may come out of it with like 4 different answers. And you're like, which one's right? Go straight to the source. Use consultant support on your workstation. Quick, easy, to the point. You get the right answer first time. Done. You don't have to even worry about texting, messaging, calling, anything. Anybody else. It's so easy. Know your resources. You got that. Starting in January, again, referring back to the email, they will have the FAQ. So the frequently asked questions is going to be on the business references tab of our workstation. So that will be there too to read through. Again, I hope that this has helped kind of break this down, make it not seem so intimidating, scary, whatever it is that maybe you thought when you had originally read it. So hopefully this helped put it in a little bit different light, a better perspective for you. I don't want to say, oh, I'm excited, but at the same time, I am kind of excited because all that does is just kind of bring things back to how I remember them being. It's all one, right? I don't have to break it down and explain the whole 150 versus 200 thing. I can just change my verbiage to now say 200 across the board. It's also going to help me and my teammates and everybody else that I talk to in Scentsy. And now we're going to aim higher, right? We're going to really try to work our businesses more consistently and on a regular basis more so we can hit those numbers. Because in the end, all it does is help us with our commission, help us build our customer base, help us get our hosts happy and interested, and just good things come when all of that works together in harmony. It's going to be fabulous. Don't be intimidated. Don't let change intimidate you. This is a change that should not be intimidating at all. I want you guys to feel comfortable with this. So that's what I'm saying. Reach out to your sponsor, your upline if I'm not it, or feel free to comment down. Again, make sure you're going to join in because we're going to dive into breaking down your business, how to better work it all throughout the week so you're not like bombarded or you don't feel lost in working your business. And then we're going to get a good head start going for January and really focus in on that again. So there we go. There we have it. That's it for this Tuesday training. I am so glad that you joined me today. Thank you so much. Until then, if I don't talk to you before, have an amazing holiday. Thank you all. Peace, love, happiness. Bye.